I'm back. We're back. Welcome, chat. We're back with another live stream. You know what we do in the past couple lives? We've been talking about transfers, and on the side, we kind of sneak in the Club World Cup. But we're back, chat. 6 p.m. CST every single day. You guys, welcome to the live stream. All right, let's dive into it. Transfers. Offline, me and Andy we were having some conversations on some exciting transfers. We will talk about Liverpool, but let's hold off on Liverpool for now. Let's talk about some other transfer rumors that are not really quite exciting that we kind of know about. Let's
Yeah.
start with Nico Williams. So, according to what I'm reading
Yeah.
here, Barcelona are ready to
Big up.
set a transfer deadline on Atletico star Nico Williams, given the talks that they're having with Nico. So,
Yeah.
it's almost like I'm at the point where I've been complaining about Atletico stalling on this Nico thing. And I've been saying that Atletico are just haters. They just don't want to let Nico go because it almost feels like they're bringing every excuse not
Yeah.
to make this deal, push this deal over the line. But what are you thinking with this whole issue with Nico?
I think for Nico is all about everybody is being conscious, right? The club is being cautious. The player camp, the camp of the players, they are being conscious too because
Yeah.
it's a case of today. Nico Williams camp reached out to Barcelona, right, and said, "Okay, we have like a 6 years agreement with you, fine, on the
Yeah.
player side, but we want a written agreement from you saying that when he signs, there will not be an issue with registration." Yes, it's that deep now. The players camp, they want it in because there's no point in Nico fighting the club, fighting everybody.
Yeah.
Then that move cannot come true.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, right?
It doesn't
So
make
the
any
players,
sense.
the camp of the players said, okay, we need something written, signed, and saying when Nico is signed, right,
Everything will
moving
be good.
forward, yes, everything will be good. He will be able to register because the issue that Atletico raised to the league is a real issue. It's a real, whether we like it or not, it's a real issue. How are
Barcelona
they
is
going to
broke.
yes, how are they going to register Nico? They don't have the funds. Are they going to sell another asset again, sell their conference room? What are they
I
selling
don't
this
know.
time?
And
Their
they
swimming
just
pool
finally paid Messi his final like payments,
after
5
5
point
years.
something million after like 5 years. After it took them almost half a decade to be able to bring out 5.75 million euros. I'm very concerned about Barcelona actually. What's
I
going
think
on with them? Are they going to declare bankruptcy soon
at this time, they should even stop signing players. Just bring
and just
people through
focus
the
on homegrown
academy for
talent?
years, for years. That's all they should do. Forget about signing people, all this feferity they are doing. Focus
But
on your homegrown talents. Then, if you can sell one or two of them, raise
yeah,
pure profits. Then you can now invest in the squad or pay off some of your debts,
Barcelona's
right?
focus should be trying to bounce back financially rather than looking
Yes,
for areas to spend money that you don't
yeah,
have.
that's it. Because at the end of the day, you're talking of okay, they won the La Liga, they won other trophies. How much is the money? Everything they've won, okay, it helps in terms of
They won the
sponsorship
treble.
deals.
They won the treble.
The club is a bit bigger. People want to do more deals. Sponsorship deal on the shirts would change because of
Mm-hmm,
that. Do you get what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? But at the
Yeah,
end of the day, maybe at least 300 million from the three trophies they got. When you talk about the sponsorships and everything,
yeah.
right? But that money is not still enough.
That's
It's not still
interesting.
enough. Yeah,
Anyway, the Barcelona president has confirmed that they will pay 58 million euros, which is a release
yeah,
clause, and
yeah.
Atletico are unwilling to accept anything less than that. So
They have to
it's
they have to pay they
it's
have
just
to
a
pay
whole
the
back
full
and forth.
money.
It's just a
They
whole
have
back
to
and
pay
forth
the
in this
full
Nico
they
deal.
have to pay the full money. They are not getting any leverage on this one. No instrumental payment or all those crap. No. And I support Atletico Bilbao on this because Barcelona are being yes, I support them fully on
Mm-hmm.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
that
that's
makes a
it.
lot of sense. Anyways, let's talk about Arsenal. So Arsenal, like I've been saying in the past couple of streams, they've been signing everything else but a striker. They want to sign Iberici is seeming like that's a serious thing. we spoke about this yesterday, and we all know that Partey is leaving the club. I mean, he's gone at this
Today
point.
was last. Today
Today
was,
was his last day, right? Yesterday I said tomorrow is his last day. Today is his last day. So it's pretty done between Partey and Arsenal. So is Eberechi is a coming to the club with Zubimendi, with Declan Rice. How is that midfield looking like right now? That midfield is, I mean, it's not looking too bad. Unless Eberechi
I think
is in as a
he's a
winger.
winger. That's what they are signing him as.
Are
And
you
I think they
easy?
they they ha- they had a meeting. So the thing is, they had a meeting with the players camp over the weekend,
Okay.
right? This weekend, hi SSB. They had a meeting with the players camp over the weekend
Mm-hmm.
on the condition of the deal, right? And the player wants to join us now. So we'll wait and
He
see.
wants Arsenal
Tot- Tottenham is pushing life and death to sign
to sign
Easy,
him. I know.
to sign him by force. They too
Oh
are,
my
let's not
days.
forget, they too are playing Champions League, right?
Yeah.
They're also playing Champions League, whether we
They
like
are.
it or not.
They are.
Even if it's their last season in the Champions League or one season Champions League,
Mm-hmm.
they are playing Champions League. Let's not forget. So
You go to Tottenham, you still get Champions League football. You go to Arsenal, you get Champions League football. But one is more likely to be a title contender than the other one. So it's up to the
and
players to decide.
one is more likely not to finish in the top for next season.
One is more likely not to finish the top club. One is more likely to
Yeah.
not even have trophies. So it's
Yeah,
like, or
because the
even both
way
of them are
everybody
more
is
likely
going.
to not have trophies. So it's like it's up to you. But Arsenal too. This is coming from Fabrizio. Arsenal have made contact with Eberechi Eze's camp over the move, like he said. The initial
Yeah.
talks took place with Arsenal. Arsenal are informed on the deal conditions with Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
Tottenham, like you said, are on the side. They're just kind of monitoring the deal. They are keen on Eberechi Eze coming through.
They are more
So,
serious. They are more serious on the deal than Arsenal.
you think Tottenham are more serious about signing Eberechi Eze than
Yes,
Arsenal?
yes, they are everybody's more serious than Arsenal. You should know that by now.
I'm confused. What's causing
Right?
the?
No, the thing is that Arsenal has found out about the deal.
Yeah,
Let's see how long they take. Anyways, Noga did not take time. They
yeah.
found out about Noga, boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They went in. So maybe it's the same thing for Easy. We don't know. Right? So
I don't
watch
know.
and see. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Kudus. So Chelsea wants to sign Kudus. Is
Which
that
is
correct?
ridiculous. I find very
Why is
ridiculous.
that ridiculous?
How many the big question I have now concerning Chelsea is how many
Mm.
players do they want to sign? They've started this cycle all over again.
Of having a large
Yeah.
dressing room.
Yes, they
But you
started it
end up selling
again.
people, right? You end up selling players.
The players see, to me, the priority,
Mm-hmm.
to me, if I was to advise them now,
Mm-hmm.
should be a goalkeeper.
Not another midfielder.
Today, they went in for a defender, a
Mm-hmm.
left-sided defender that can play left back.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Because obviously, the guy we bought as a backup to Cucurella,
Yeah.
we loaned him out to Juventus,
Who is that? Is that
right? And
Achimpong?
no, it's not
Achimpongo.
Chimpong. Forgotten his name.
Okay.
But he's a big lad. He was on loan to Juventus,
Okay.
and he wants first team football, which I find he's
Mm.
not going to get first team football.
It's a bit tricky.
He's not benching
You can't bench
Cucurella.
Cucurella. Not in
He's
this
not
form.
benching. He's not benching Levi Colwell. He played very well for Juventus,
Yeah.
right? And Juventus are like really serious with him, but
Mm-hmm.
we see. So Chelsea has about 10 players to sell. I think for Kudus, they found out they're interested.
Mm-hmm.
Tottenham are also very serious on Kudus.
Interesting.
More
Tottenham
serious.
wants Kudus.
They want Kudus too. So the thing now is that it's a case of maybe Kudus changed his agents recently. So
Yeah.
it's a case of, do I wait for Chelsea? Let me see what Tottenham does. But the key thing from West Ham is that they want cash. They
But
don't
can
want players.
Chelsea
Yeah.
promise Kudus first team football? Because I feel like Kudus, when I look at Kudus, I feel like Kudus is a player that is coming to your team to start. You can't have a
Yeah.
talent like Kudus and make him come off the bench or let that situation turn into another Nkunku situation. Because to me, it feels like Kudus should be going to a team that need his ability, and that spot is pretty vacant for him to come in and be a starter and be the main man in that position, either playing as
Yeah,
a 10 or
be-
playing.
because how do they intend to do it? They've brought in Joao Pedro. They've
Mm-hmm.
bought in Gittins.
Yes.
Gittins will be coming off
Gittins
the
will not
bench.
start. Gittins will not
Yeah,
start.
but
Mhm.
Joao Pedro feels like he should start.
Joao Pedro should be starting. If not, I'll be
So
confused.
is what's the guy? Delap. Is he going to start?
Who, if you have a team, anyway, that's a question for Chelsea fans. You have
Yeah.
Dilap in
So
your team. You
maybe
have
maybe
Joao
if
Pedro.
AB should answer this question, Chelsea fans
Yeah,
in the chat,
I guess AB,
right?
AB, let us know. But even for you two, you have Dilap in your team. You have Joao Pedro in your team. Who are you starting in that striker position?
It's too many front people, I think. Um Delap is raw from what I've seen. He's really raw. To me, I prefer starting Joao Pedro if you ask me. I'll start Joao Pedro over him. People might say it's ridiculous, but he's still
and
very
and that's
raw.
and that's what I think will
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
I
Delap
think
is
it
raw.
would be. I think
Yeah,
Chelsea signing Joao Pedro was that kind of, we want a main striker. We want that person
yeah,
that would start. We still have
yeah,
Delap that will still play, come off the bench. Play.
yeah,
He will start in maybe games that are outside of the usual Prem or Champions League games, or maybe he might even start play,
yeah,
have more playtime in the Champions League. But I
yeah.
guess the point of what Chelsea might be trying to do is
Or
build
maybe they are
a-
trying to build two
two
teams,
teams. That was
two
the way I
strong
was doing.
teams.
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
Chelsea is trying
maybe
to build
that
two strong teams. This team
Premier League
plays
team,
Premier
Champions
League,
League team.
Champions League team, or
Okay, maybe.
FA Cup team, whatever, or just having two teams, similar players in the same role, similar level of ability, can help you when it comes to like swapping out players, and even help in terms of player
Okay,
management in general. You're not overusing players,
in
like how
players.
you guys
Mm,
just when it comes to this Caicedo situation, you guys use Caicedo throughout the entire Premier League. He started every game, 38 games. It's
yeah.
crazy. So it's an interesting situation. But yeah, that Joao Pedro's deal is pretty done. Why are we complaining about signing Kudus? I don't see the same energy when City sign players. Is this Chelsea bias as usual?
Yes.
Don't forget we
Yeah, yeah,
lost
yeah, yeah.
Ronaldo to Sancho,
Nkunku
Modric,
is going
Felix,
to go.
Nkunku.
Yeah, yeah. True,
Yeah,
true, true.
that's true.
Sancho is gone. Modric is gone. That's
Mm-hmm.
two people off the
Felix,
squad.
yeah,
Felix too is gone. So maybe
Nkunku.
what they are trying to do is they want to have
Mm-hmm.
two teams of similar ability.
Yeah.
If the lab starts in the Premier League, maybe
Mm-hmm.
someone like Joao Pedro starts in the Champions. It's just me thinking,
Mm-hmm.
right? And don't
But
forget, you still have Pedro Neto. On the right wing, you still have
mm-hmm.
what's the guy's name in Palmeiras,
Yeah, Estavo.
Estavo, right on the right wing
So
too.
far, this window, you guys have closed on Liam Delap, Joao Pedro. Estavo is going to come, and then you have
Yeah,
Gittins, right? I
Gittins.
guess addressing AB's comment, I think the concern is not even a case of like just buying players. It's a case of who you're buying. Because somebody like Kudus, I just expect him to start.
To
That's
start.
just me, right? That's my reasoning. So I'm like, if you're signing Kudus, you expect him to
But
start.
maybe they are,
Where would he
maybe they
play?
are
Will he
sign
play off
maybe
the
they are
wing?
s- maybe they are signing Kudus. They want to sign Kudus because they would sell Nkunku. That makes sense.
Okay.
Do you get if you are
But
selling
Nkunku did not
Nkunku?
get play time though. Nkunku did
He
not get
got play
much
time.
in
He
the
got play
conference
time
league.
in the conference league in
Okay.
the second team, right? So if you are going to do two teams, obviously
Mm-hmm.
it's Champions League you are playing in, right? It's Champions League you are playing in. So yeah,
Maybe you're back to this money again. You're back to this money. This guy. He said, don't forget
is it
Chelsea is
my
still playing a competition which has already earned us 40
40
million. Just
million?
saying. Okay, well, that's fact. I just feel like I'm not against Chelsea signing more players. I'm not against it. Build two teams. In fact, Man City have two teams at this point. They have a
Mm,
full loaded squad of high-powered players. My only
yeah,
concern is
Man City has two teams too.
Yeah, my only concern in this
Yeah,
situation is the type of person you're signing. If you sign Gittins, if he comes off the bench, is of no concern. But if you're signing
yeah.
Kudus, is this a situation where Kudus starts complaining of game time, wanting to play more, and
But
all
he
those
will play in
things?
the he could play in the Champions League, right? If you are playing weekend and Wednesday. I remember Champions League is 8 games.
Fair.
So
Eight
everybody is
league
going to,
games
yeah.
before, yeah.
And obviously it depends on how you want to do. If you use Caicedo in the
Hmm.
Premier League, you probably want to rotate him out, maybe with a Lavia or a Sugo or someone else.
Yeah.
So they want two teams. They are building two teams. but they need a goalkeeper. They need a goalkeeper. So we can
That
move
whole
on from
goalkeeper thing
Chelsea.
is, yeah, let's move on from
Yeah,
Chelsea. That whole goalkeeper situation for you guys is really funny. You know, the back and forth between whether sign Manion and then Martinez and everything. But let's talk about Manchester United. United are looking to sign a striker this summer, and they're pretty serious about signing a striker. Remember when I was like yesterday's stream? I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday's stream or 2 streams ago? I was talking about how
yeah.
Gyökeres might really work at United and stuff. It
At
seems like
United, yeah.
it seems like Højlund is leaving, but the interest or the player that Man U is interested in is actually Oli Watkins. So I tell people Chelsea has a very young squad and we are likely to play 60 games, including internationals and World Cup next season. We can't do this with a small club. Yeah, so you need a lot of players.
Small team. Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
small team, yeah.
Actually,
You
it's
need a lot
right.
of
It's
players.
right.
That's true. Yeah, so United are interested in Oli Watkins.
Yeah.
And their report and the report
Yeah, small
and the
squad.
reports are
Yeah.
and the report that's coming out is they are thinking of including Rashford in that deal. So it's more or less like
For
if
Watkins,
we can,
okay,
yeah, if we
exchange.
can, yeah, maybe Rashford plus something, give to Aston Villa, get Watkins.
They were already benching Oli Watkins for Rashford, so they might as well just exchange them if they wanted to
I
and
don't
add
know.
20 million.
You think
Yeah,
Villa will really let Watkins go?
they need a second striker. They
But who
need
is
a
the main
second
striker?
striker.
Who is the main striker?
Watkins was their main striker now,
Who
right?
needs a second
Remember
striker? You mean Villa needs a second striker?
Aston Villa, yeah, they need a
Okay.
second striker,
Hmm.
right? So I don't know what they do. I don't know.
But
I don't know.
United lets Hoyland go. Then United they have Xerxes. Then they bring Watkins. So they have Watkins
I
and
think that's fine.
Xerxes.
Yeah, and Zexi, yeah.
I guess it could
So
work.
Hoyland, where is he going to? Where is he tipped to go to?
I actually don't know where he's going to. But I'm definitely sure he's going to leave. With the way things are looking, he's definitely going to leave. I'm not sure exactly where he's going to go, but with what we're reading, Amorim really wants a striker, and he really wants to upgrade his strikers. But
So have they given
of
up
course,
on anyways? Gikeres was not even an option. He doesn't want them.
Gyökeres already said he wants Arsenal. So it's
Ah.
really up to Arsenal to decide that. The whole Gyökeres situation seems like
And
he's not even improving.
Arsenal wants Sesko.
Arsenal wants Sesko.
Or are they buying both of them?
I don't know if they're buying both of them,
They
but
buy both of them and sell Kai Havertz.
I didn't even know Oli Watkins is 29 years old. Actually, he's actually 29.
Oh, he's not young, man.
Yeah,
He's not young,
he's not
yeah.
young.
He's not young, yeah.
Yeah. I thought, man, you had this policy on signing guys that are below 25. Or did they change that policy?
Did they? I think anybody they can get now.
I think now they
They
are
any
desperate.
they are
They are
desperate.
desperate. They won't sign
Yeah,
anybody.
they are desperate. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on from Man U and let's talk about Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool are they've been moving crazy in this transfer window. They've signed the three targets that they wanted.
Except striker.
Kekes, Florian, and Frimpong, except a striker. Now there are
Mhm.
rumors floating around. You were telling me this offline about them wanting Isak, about them interested in Ekiteke, monitoring that
Os-
situation, and now
Osimhen.
Osimhen too is coming up. I remember when I brought up this Osimhen rumor a
I didn't believe
couple.
you. Yeah, I didn't be I was like Osimhen to Liverpool.
I brought this to the stream that there's
Boys.
a rumor that Liverpool might
Yeah,
want
yeah.
Osimhen, that they are monitoring the
I,
situation with Osimhen.
the thing is that several journalists carried it yesterday and today. I was
Hmm.
reading that during the discussion with Napoli,
Yeah.
Liverpool are actually discussing. There was a case of midweek, Napoli were not happy with the price
Mm-hmm.
of Nunes,
Darwin Nunes,
right?
yes.
Right. So now they're trying to discuss of a case where, okay, you don't want Osimhen. Can we give you Nunes and someone else? It's two players,
Yeah.
Nunes and someone else, plus money for
Mm-hmm.
Osimhen, right? So that's a possibility they're still discussing, and
Mm-hmm.
they are keeping. I don't know. You guys are keeping an eye on Ekiteke. I don't know what you guys see in Ekiteke like.
I
It
don't know
makes
what
no
people say in
sense,
Ekiteke.
right? But they are also interested They are also
Oh, really? Apparently, Napoli
ah
want Osimhen for next season. He has been rebooked in for a medical. What is
at
going on?
Napoli. Oh
What is
my
going
days.
on, bro? Like, what is really going on? Osimhen and Napoli. Do you think Osimhen will still want to play for Napoli after all the back
I
and
don't think
forth
so.
and the
I
ruined
don't think so.
relationship between him and Napoli? They still want him to play. Conte
No, I
literally
don't
said he
think
does not want Napoli.
I
Sorry,
don't think
he
so.
doesn't want Osimhen at Napoli, and now all of a sudden Conte has changed his mind and now he wants him back. It doesn't make any sense to me.
So there were rumors earlier in the day, right?
Yeah.
Or even last night that Napoli has called Osimhen for preseason.
Mm-hmm.
So they've called him for preseason, but he's to do a medical. He said
Mm.
they've summoned him to Napoli for a medical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me read them.
So you know
All
how
of them are
Conte likes
all,
a bigger
all
squad.
but all of them. Okay, let's go to Football Italia.
Mm-hmm.
The rest are Nigerian outlets, so I don't know.
You don't trust Nigerian outlets?
No, but they want the best for him now, so they always report something. But it might be true because they might be close to the player, right?
Yeah.
Osimhen is expected to be part of the Napoli team that will start the preparation of the new season between July 14 and July 15.
Mm-hmm.
According to the Gazeta, right? The Nigerian international has returned from a loan spell from Galatasaray and has rejected a 30 million from Al Hilal, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Saudi Pro League have not given up, but it's pretty much the same,
Mm-hmm.
right? They are the ones they are the ones that own the player. So
Yeah.
obviously, just like Sterling
Yeah,
now
like come back to
that
the
finished
club.
from
Mm-hmm.
yes, he will obviously come back,
Mm-hmm.
but I still think Osimhen is going to leave.
Even though
He's
he
going
has
to
a
leave.
preseason, even though he has a preseason,
Yes, he's going to leave Napoli.
yeah, that
Obviously, he has
relationship
to
is done.
report back. He has
Yeah.
to report back because Napoli still owns him.
Yeah.
Owns like he has a contract with Napoli, right?
Yeah.
But he's still going to leave. And I think Liverpool are serious with him. That's the vibe I've been
About
getting.
signing Osimhen.
Yes, they are really discussing it. Especially, you know, okay, look at it this way. Napoli wants Nunes,
Swap.
right? So why would
Mm-hmm.
they be going for Nunes and complaining that the fee is too expensive and also considering other targets in case the
Mm-hmm.
Nunes deal does not go through,
Yeah.
right? And FSG are desperate to sell.
Mm-hmm.
FSG are desperate to sell. You say Osimhen wants to buy a private jet. He wants to live on a free. I think he has one more season left.
So you feel like he's just going to do this last season at Napoli and then just leave on a free?
Oh,
Do
he
you
has
think?
one more season.
I think so. That's what he's saying, right? I think he has one more season left. So
Oh,
I'm just thinking, like, based off of that, do you think Osimhen will just do the final season at Napoli and then just leave on that free transfer and just go
and just
wherever he
cash out,
wants? Just get his
cash out
sign-on
as a free
bonus.
agent. That's
Yeah,
it.
get sign-on bonus and just move on.
Oh,
It could be
Kingsley,
possible.
Kingsley, I'm suspecting something now.
What are you
What of
suspecting?
if, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm suspecting? The underground
Yeah,
people. What of
yeah.
if it's just been putting out there? There's no outlets that have carried. It's just my opinion.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
of if
mm-hmm.
he's decided that okay, I want to run down my contract?
Yeah,
He's the one that decided it. He runs down his
mm-hmm.
contract because he's had maybe discussions with Real Madrid, or he's had discussions with PSG. Yes, or he's had discussions with PSG on okay, wait till next year. I'll give you a sign. Hello, Lucas.
Osimhen at PSG is going to be deadly.
That's
Is
it.
going to be really deadly to have Osimhen at
So
PSG because you have like I can just already see it like unstoppable. That team will become unstoppable because you have so many outlets to score. Hakimi,
yeah,
Nuno Mendes, Osimhen,
there are so
Vitinha
many.
can
Yeah,
easily just find Osimhen. Like it's just
yeah.
man, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be really crazy. But Osimhen at Liverpool, Osimhen at any of these teams you mentioned,
Would he
he
fit?
will
Would he fit
he will
Liverpool?
cook. Why
Would
why
he
would he
fit
not fit at
Liverpool?
Liverpool? What to make him not fit? He will fit at Liverpool.
His job is just to put the ball at the back of the
Put
net.
the ball at the back of the
Back
net.
of the net.
How
You don't
how
have
is it
any
difficult
other
to that
job.
for you? No, he won't. I think Osimhen, to the kind of profile like Liverpool players, when you think of a Liverpool player, you think of
Yeah.
somebody, Anyway, mostly our defenders seem to be quite tall, of a taller build. You have the
Yeah.
likes of Gakpo of a taller build, even
Yeah.
Ryan Gravenberch. We like that kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
physical,
Certain heights.
certain physicality of the
Yeah.
player,
Yeah. Yeah.
pace, energy, strength. Even Salah is really strong, right? So
Yeah.
you have all these hustlers they're just trying their best to be scruffy, put the ball at the back of the net,
Yeah.
still move the ball, play beautiful football and stuff. Osimhen is not expected to do anything but hold up play, right?
And
And
get into the
score.
box. Get into that position to
Get
score.
into the box,
Simple.
let Salah
Yeah.
find you. You
Yeah.
you know where Salah tracks your run, he knows where you're going to be, and you score. So
You heard about the big one, right?
what's the big one?
The big one.
What's the big
Between
one?
yesterday and today. Isaac. Right?
You
So
see, I
rumors,
don't want to get
rumors,
my hopes high.
uh, so rumors, like I
Mhm.
told you, the same thing with me. I always want to wait for the medical, but
Until
at
I
the
see
same
here we
time,
go. Mm-hmm.
rumors have it that
Mm-hmm.
apparently last year, Isaac had an agreement with Newcastle that he's going to
Oh,
leave. He wants
okay.
to leave,
Okay.
right? I don't know what they've not released the conversation yet or details, right?
Mm-hmm.
But apparently he wants to leave at the end of this season.
At the end of the season, okay.
Maybe he thought they were not going to get Champions League. That's a different story. Now
Yeah,
they've gotten Champions League and they're like, brother,
I think you
we
should
are
stay.
not interested. We're not interested in selling you.
Yeah,
But now Liverpool has inquired about the pricing. Guess how much it was quoted for Liverpool? Just guess.
150 million.
Chevy. We're discussing Isaac.
Isaac,
Isaac to
Isaac, Isaac
Liverpool.
to Liverpool.
How
One,
much it was
one,
quoted?
800, 850 million euros.
No.
How much?
Liverpool was quoted. Can anyone guess how much? It just when I saw the amount, I shouted.
You shout that means it's higher than that.
I shout.
180 million.
No.
180 million. Is it higher or lower?
He was quoted. Liverpool was quoted 200 million pounds for Isaac. This almost the same amount as Neymar. I was just like, no, 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 no.
That's
That's a
outrageous.
big no.
That's
So now
outrageous.
so yes, 200 million. So now
That's outrageous.
Isaac, Liverpool are interested in Isaac, but
Mhm.
it depends on the price. Liverpool are not ready to go anything above 150 million pounds for him. No.
150 million pounds for Isaac is crazy.
It,
What
they
do you
pay-
mean 150?
how much did they buy him? How much did they buy Isaac? They
How
bought
much
him
did
for
they buy
almost
him?
70 something million. Let me check. I'll confirm that now.
But still, Isaac should not be going for 150 million pounds. 150 million pounds. I thought you say 150 million euros. We're talking about pounds. That's outrageous. That's really outrageous. How many goals did he even score last season? I mean,
You can check.
Isaac is
So is
unreal,
so
but
Isaac which is fair. Newcastle paid 63 million to sign Isaac in 3 years ago.
and
No,
now
there
they
is
want to
not
sell
what.
him for
No,
for
no, no,
200
no, no,
million pounds.
Maximum should be 120.
Pounds.
See, yeah,
How much is Florian?
120
How
is
much
the
did
max.
Florian go for?
Yeah, so
Florian
that's the
went for,
thing.
like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yes, they don't want to
They
sell.
don't
They
want
don't
to
need to
sell.
sell,
They don't
right?
want to
So
sell
they
him.
want to use the money. They want to use the money to invest in their squad. Buy like 6 players or 5 players.
It's ridiculous. Like, how will you sell him for that
So
amount? 200 million pounds because of what?
yeah, yeah. And
You
I
have to
think
give
to
them a
scare,
job breaking amount.
yeah,
It's going to scare a
yeah,
lot of clubs away from signing him.
away, yeah.
It
But
depends
that's
on
the
Isaac.
thing.
If Isaac can force a hand, like force their
How
hand to
many
sell
how
him,
how
maybe.
many goals did he score last season? I'm just curious.
If Liverpool paid 115 for it,
Ah,
Isaac is 40 million more,
no
definitely.
more. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not
True.
yeah, Isaac will be worth more
Yeah,
than Florian, but because obviously Premier League proven, out
yeah.
unreal player, outrageous. But to
150 is
be
a fair
honest,
amount.
150 should be the
It's a fair, yes.
limit.
You know,
It should
you are
not
not
go
going above.
beyond
But
150.
it's even ridiculous that you are buying someone, a player, for 150 million. That's an
I even think it
expensive
should be
asset.
150 million euros, not even pounds.
Pounds.
I think it should be
That's too
euros.
expensive.
It should not be pounds. It should be 150 million
That's too
euros.
expensive. That's too
Anyways, last
expensive.
season he scored 23 goals in the league in 34 games.
23.
Yeah.
Wow,
You
that's
know,
crazy. How many assists?
in 40, he had 6 assists in 48 games in all competitions. He scored
Mm.
32 goals and he had 8 assists in 48 games.
That
Wow.
return is mad.
So that's 40. Like he has like 40 GA in 48. Anyways,
That's why the
I see why the
that's
price
why
is
the
high. And he has
83%.
scored
83%.
he has scored 20 plus goals in 2 seasons. Last season, the season before this season I just ended, and then last
Yeah.
season, yeah.
Mbappe was 118 2018. Yeah, true. He
So
was. Yeah,
so
I don't
yeah,
blame them.
it's kind of true. Actually, Isak is going to be expensive. Let me not get my hopes up. I
I
just think
think
Liverpool.
you know what I think. You guys should go for Osimhen and buy Ekiteke as a backup. But Ekiteke's price is
It
too
also depends on
expensive.
what we are going to do with Jota. Like, what are we doing with Jota?
If you sell Jota off, he's never fit. Jota is never fit. So why are you keeping him in your squad?
Yeah, I really like Jota though. He's a very intelligent guy. Isak 150 is valid for a team that doesn't want to sell. Lowest you can get is
You can't
120.
even get 120 for Isak.
If they are calling 200 million pounds, then
But wait, can Liverpool
bro,
not sign Gikeres?
nobody wants to touch Gikeres. I don't get it. Nobody wants to touch Gikeres. I don't know if it's an attitude problem. I don't know if
It's not an
there's
attitude
something.
problem. I don't think so.
I don't know what's
I
going
don't
on,
think so.
but
Yeah.
nobody wants to touch Gikeres. Let's talk about Messi before we dive into Club World Cup. Um, what's going on with Messi's future? Messi's yet to make a decision, but what I'm saying is Inter Miami clarified Messi's future with a statement from the club side. Messi is under contract until the end of
This season.
2025, and the reality is that both parties are
Want
interested
to
in
continue.
continuing the relationship. So that's Inter Miami's position on the topic. The necessary steps are being taken with the right mindset to make it happen. That's based on what people are saying. Messi's camp also confirmed that they are on the same page with Inter Miami. So Messi most likely will have, an extension
Mm.
at Inter Miami. I mean, Messi's
That's
30,
that's
37,
that is
38.
that
It's good.
is 38. That's the club statement.
Yeah,
Right? That's the club statement. To be honest, the way I saw Messi moving, it doesn't feel like I think he's tired.
I think he's done.
He's tired. He
I
looks
think he's
tired.
done.
He doesn't feel, before it feels like every moment he enjoys it, he's moving,
Yeah,
he's
right now he's
but
just
it was just oh, I have to do this again. I have to play football again.
it's like
I have to dribble
I'm tired
I
of
have to dribble
I've
again.
dribbled all of you.
I have to make something happen for my team
I've
again.
dribbled the people that are even
Do you
older
get?
than you guys. Like I've embarrassed them. I'm tired.
I think after
Yeah,
next World Cup, he's
he's
done.
done.
He's
Yeah, yeah,
done.
yeah. I think
Yeah,
so too. I think so
yeah.
too.
So, and maybe it might just be best to stay in Inter
Hang the
Miami
boots. Yeah, just
and
retire
just
there with the old heads,
retire.
with Suarez and his boys. They remember the good old days. They drink some
Play,
beer and come and kick the ball around like a
please,
five aside.
they should not do any BS now till they retire
Or
because
they kick the ball around
yeah, it will
like a
affect their
five aside.
fitness.
MLS is like a five aside for them. None of those guys are on their level, even when they're out of their prime. But it's funny, man.
Ronaldo,
Yeah.
exactly. Ronaldo wants to keep going
I
till
think
he
once
achieves that
Ronaldo
one
gets
k.
that 1K goals, I think
One
he'll be
k,
done. I think
he's done, right?
Ronaldo is just trying to set a record and a bar that
That he
feels
scored
very
a
like,
thousand
yeah,
goals.
and it was seen like we all saw him score 1,000 goals in this digital era. You get what I'm saying? Because he's always like, yeah, people say somebody has scored a
Telling
thousand goals, but where's the proof? Like there are no videos of that thousand goals.
Pele
So
scored more than that.
I think Ronaldo getting the
Yeah.
1,000 goals and then retiring is good. Ronaldo has an unreal he has had an unreal career as a player.
But how many goals
You
does
know,
Messi have?
is it all on YouTube? How many goals does
I
Messi has? Like, if
should be
no,
having. Messi doesn't really
500
care
plus,
about.
500
No,
plus.
has more than that. What are you talking?
I said
Almost
500
800.
plus. 500
Okay.
plus. I know he has more than 500. That's why I said plus. I know he has a lot of goals. Um, I wish I can just okay. Let's see his career stats. Yeah, Messi has scored 700 goals,
I'm
and he
seeing
has
872 career goals,
this stats I'm
including
seeing
club.
here is in club and everything 701 goals, 300 assists,
I'm seeing
302 assists.
872 and Ronaldo 938.
Yes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Oh,
Wow.
Ronaldo is trying to pull a LeBron James. He's trying to pull a LeBron James playing with his son. I don't think it's going to happen.
Easy.
I don't think it's going to happen.
How old is his son? Wait, how old is his son?
Ronaldo's son. Ronaldo is what Cristiano
Oh,
Jr., right?
yeah.
He cannot be. Would you think Cristiano
I
Jr. will be
think
as good
that's
as his dad? I don't think so.
I think he's already complaining about his son. There was an interview I watched where
Is his son not 14 years old?
if his son is 14, he can play with him.
His son is 14 years. How old Lamine Yamal was like 17. Turns 15 this month. Lamine turns what 18. Lamine is like 3 years older than him, but way ahead in terms of the development on who will look closer to a goat. So he's like
No, but they can just use him in one of the games, bring him on with his dad.
was Al
Just
Nassr.
to yes, just to tick it and say he
So
played
the
with his
son will
son.
go and
His son is in Al Nassr's academy. That's where
yeah,
he is.
yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
I
because he's
understand.
been following his dad, right? And I
What's the
don't think
point of that? What is
he's
the
not
point
even
of
good
that?
for the son's career. He's not good for the son's career to be in Al Nassr this time, right? Should
Yeah.
be in Europe. Should
Yeah,
be in
it
Europe.
should be in Europe, learning with those
Yeah.
boys in Europe. Ah, this is crazy. This is really crazy. But that's all the transfers I have. Um, people don't know
Club
yet
World
what
Cup.
Messi's future will be. But the last transfer I'm going to talk about before we dip and talk about the
Yeah.
Club World Cup offset that happened. Let's
As
find out here into
predicted
this week. As predicted, yeah. Let's talk about anyways. We already knew this, but Jean Duran is a here we go in terms of
for
his
Fenerbahce.
loan for Fenerbahce, but on loan. So he's going to Fenerbahce on loan. That's a here we go. Let's talk about the Club World Cup.
World Cup.
Did you guys watch the Club World Cup? It was
I
so
did.
it was so crazy to me. I watched the game. It was
You
so
want the
crazy to
interview
me.
with Messi?
Yes, I did. I
they
was
they
like,
had a
you know
plan.
what? I
They
am
had
going
a
to
plan.
watch. I am going to watch the rest of the Club World Cup games because
Ah,
he said, I'll text you. There. Okay. I was going to watch the rest of the Club World Cup games, and I was like, this makes no sense to me. Do you know what does not make any
yeah.
sense to me? What does not make
What?
sense to me is how Barcelona did not beat Inter Milan in the Champions League. It makes no sense to me.
Yes.
It
But they
makes
had
no
a
sense to
different
me.
coach. They had a different coach, right?
Like Inter Milan today, they were ridiculously
Yeah.
poor.
Yeah.
Messi would have had
Yeah.
an easy great career if not for Ronaldo. Messi is tired. Maybe he should
He's
give
tired.
Ronaldo a call.
He's tired, actually. He looks tired.
Yeah, it's okay,
He
right?
looks
He has
tired.
put in so much
Yeah.
effort.
He's try
It's
I
more
think
than
I think why he still wants to keep going is because of Ronaldo.
you think so?
I think so because why is he still playing?
I think he just
Why is
loves
he
to
still
play. I think he just loves to play.
oh my gosh.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think he
If
just
it
loves to play. Yeah, Brazilian teams are good. No disrespect to them. But
yeah,
honestly,
I saw my boy. We
Inter
saw our
Milan,
boy.
nah, man.
Thiago
Nah.
Thiago Silva. We saw him.
Inter Milan, they outclassed them today. I'm like, whoa.
I've told you on this life. I I've told you on this life that Inter Milan, they're like
Yeah,
dinosaurs now. The players, they are old.
they are done.
They
They
need
are
to just
done.
they need to change like half of the squad.
They
And
are
Chivu,
done.
I mentioned it. I said I'm seeing a potential. Anyways, there are other people that called it also that we might have upsets, right? But that's part of the ones I put. I said because you have Chivu, that is a new coach trying to understand his team. Is a
And there was
preseason
something
for
that
him.
SSB also mentioned on this live that made a lot of sense to me about all these
Yeah.
South American teams sitting back most of the time,
Low block. Yes.
looking
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
counter and stuff like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And that happened today. But the thing is, it's not just about them sitting back.
It was a bit different.
Yeah, it was a bit different. It was not just about them
Yeah.
sitting back. It was about Inter just not having anything to do in terms
Any
of
response, opening
it
them
was like
up.
I'm like, what are
Yes.
you guys trying to do with the ball? Before you know it, they give the ball away, they are arguing, they are
But the
complaining
thing is,
about the tackle.
but you know something. Inter
Mm-hmm.
Milan's game has always been to sit back.
Mm-hmm.
Their game has always been to sit back and they
Yeah,
counter teams.
yeah.
That's what Inzaghi has been doing. Now the
Mm-hmm.
table's turned.
And now it's time for
Right?
them to play,
Yes.
and they
So
have no answers.
that's the problem now Chivu would have. Does he try to create sort of like an attacking team? They don't have it. There's no flair, nothing,
They also were unlucky
right?
today. I have to give it to them. They were unlucky because Lautaro Martinez, he hit the bar. Dimarco,
But how
he hit
many
the bar.
but I saw that
Man,
one.
there was a chance that the ball landed, and I thought the player was going to place it in the net. The guy kicked the ball up to the
Oh,
sky.
I
I'm
saw that
like,
one
what
too.
kind of team is this?
Yeah,
They were nah, it was bad. It was really bad.
they are
It was really bad.
dinosaurs.
It got to a point where like towards the end of the game, they had like one really great attack,
Chance,
and then the
yes.
commentator was like,
And it
"Wow,
broke down.
this
It
is the
broke down.
Inter." Yeah, and the commentator was like,
It
"This is
broke
the
down.
Inter that we want to see," and stuff like.
Yeah.
But they just looked harmless.
They
They
look
looked
out of sorts too.
completely harmless. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
they
can't
looked out
believe
of
this.
sorts.
And then them scoring the second goal towards the
Yeah.
end of the game. Ah,
It made me weak. It made me
it
weak.
was just the final nail on the
Oh.
coffin. It was the
And it was a
final nail.
mistake, right? The two goals were mistakes.
I won't call the first
Yes.
was the first goal a mistake. The first goal was not a mistake to me.
Not really, but
The second goal was also
second was a
what they were transitioning the ball. The ball just
but it's a
came to
mis
the
it's a yes, it's a mis when you are passing and somebody nicks the ball, it's a mistake, right? They took the
I
ball
won't
off
call
you.
that a mistake. I call that they just tackled you off the ball. How did you make a mistake? They took the
Okay,
ball
it's
from
true.
you. So Inter is just dead. I just think they will need like we're saying in the chat, they need a whole revamp. They need to sign younger players. Dimarco looks older. I looked at
Yeah.
Dimarco today. I'm like, damn, Dimarco,
How
is
old
this
is
you?
he?
Dimarco right now, I'm sure he's 30 something for sure. Because that guy
Let
is
me
not,
see.
cannot be, you can't tell me if Dimarco is 20 something, then he's drinking a lot of beer. Dimarco definitely is in his 30s. He's definitely in his 30s. He has to be. But Dimarco today,
He's in his 30s.
how old is
He's
he?
38.
Dimarco is
Oh no,
38.
he's not in his 30s, sorry.
Is how old?
He's like 28 oh.
Dimarco is 28.
Wait. Maybe I'm getting it. 32. Ah, no, 27.
Dimarco is 27.
Yeah, Federico Di Marco, right?
Man, I can't believe
He's
it.
28.
Dimarco.
Barella is 29, 28. Bastoni is 26. Dumfries is 29. Ah,
No,
Dumfries
you're
even
joking.
he
You're
play.
joking.
He,
These
yes,
guys are in
Dumfries.
their 20s.
Yeah, Dumfries even plays like he's younger than all of them, and he's the one that is older.
Those guys, man. I don't know. Something needs to happen. Chivo, I don't know what he's going to do, but he needs to change the whole style of play
Okay,
for
so
Inter.
question I have for you: with
Mm.
the way their squad is now, should they be going for what's his name now? The Man U striker,
Hoyland.
Hoyland. Should they be going for Hoyland?
It depends on Lautaro Martinez. Is Lautaro Martinez leaving or is he staying? Because if Lautaro is staying, yeah, you can get
Martin,
Hoyland, but Hoyland will not be a starter. Hoyland will be more a coming off the bench type of thing. I still feel like Lautaro is unreal. He's a great player. Even though he's having a quiet game, he will always find a way to show
he can
himself.
do something.
He can just turn things.
Lorenzo Martinez, do you know how old he is?
How old is he? He's
Guess
young
his age.
now. He's like what,
Guess.
23,
Just
23,
no,
24.
no. Obviously not. Don't push it. He's 27.
Okay. 27. I know he's not too old. I think that Taro still has
Yeah.
time. The problem with Inter is not just it's not the players. It's just more how they play. Do you get what I
They
mean?
play. That's why I say they're like dinosaurs, right? They play in a
Their
kind of.
football is just so I
And
don't
maybe that's
know.
why. Maybe that's why the two finals they could not win the Champions League.
Their football is too slow.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
too slow. Like when they are on
Yeah.
the ball, you just they don't
But
move the ball
no. But
fast enough.
but the thing is that like the games of
No ideas. Yeah.
Barca, they were fast when they moved the ball. The transitions were fast
Because
on the
Baka, what all
counter.
they did for Baka was they sat back and they countered. That's all they did. Baka
Yeah.
was pressing them back, and then when they get a small chance, they quickly want to quick transition in terms of counter attack. That's all they did. But in a case where the other team is sitting back, and it's for you to play, then
They
what do
don't
they
have a
do? They have
response.
no
Yeah.
ideas. You
They,
you face a team like PSG. PSG, they don't care about you countering them, you not countering them. You try to counter PSG, they are looking to collect the ball back and score you back. That's PSG.
yeah.
So PSG, they have a good high. I'll say maybe a good high press, because it's like when they
Yeah.
lose the ball high, they still try to win it quickly
Win
as
it back.
possible to
Yes.
your
Yep.
half to
Yep.
try to
Yep.
score
Yep.
you. So it's like when they play really good teams or teams that are physical teams that want to move the ball quickly,
For the group
no
stage,
answers.
they didn't really have any. They play people they
Let me see,
played
who did they play in the group stage?
were not really strong.
it was just not great
Yeah.
today. The game today
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
just they were out of it today, and I don't know. I don't know what Chivu is going to do. I don't know
You
what the
feel
plan
very.
is
It
going
looks
to
like
be.
you look very sad. As if
I was
as if
disappointed, man. I was more disappointed in Barcelona for giving us a very, giving us a
yeah,
final that wasn't competitive. Because I really
competitive.
it was
Yeah.
unlucky, to be fair. Barcelona should have removed Inter. It was unlucky that they didn't remove Inter, but they should have removed this
Ba-
Inter.
Barca PSG is the final we should have had.
That's the final that we should have had.
And if we had that final,
100%.
PSG would not win the Champions League.
100%. That's the final we should have had. I'm
Good.
trying to check.
But now, yeah, and while
I was,
you check, now we are going to have Bayern and PSG.
mhm.
That is a good test for PSG. Bayern is a good test for them.
I see why Inter qualified from the group. They were in the same group with Monterrey, River Plate, and Urawa Reds. They were
Thank
not
you.
in group with anything that felt
Yeah.
competitive. And even in that group, they drew one of the games. They won two and drew one. Inter is supposed to be beating every team in this group. They're supposed to
Yeah,
beat
yeah.
everybody in that group. I guess it's just Inter is just a name right now. There's just nothing. I don't know. I think they really need to evaluate. I think they really need to evaluate like the players that they have. He said
Hmm.
should have. Bro,
Yeah,
I'm just frustrated
accept it
and
for
tired
the
of
win.
I'm just frustrated and tired. I'm tired of talking about Inter actually at this point. It was just a disappointing watch. And then when they finally scored the final goal, last nail on the coffin, that was it. That was the game there.
But you know why I'm happy? I'm happy because
Hmm.
we're going to have Man City versus Al Ali. Man City,
Al Hilal.
Al Hilal, right?
Hmm.
I'm not expecting a Man City to falter. That would be the biggest upset in world football. I'm
Why?
expecting Man City to go through. It's football, but I'm expecting Man City to go through. Man
Hmm.
City playing Fluminense. I want to see. They will beat Fluminense,
Uh,
but that would be
it might
that
be a tough
that
one.
that's a juicy match to watch because
Hmm.
Fluminense are going to sit back and
Hmm.
they have threats. You see, when they go forward, they can score
But I'm sure that Man City will break down Fluminense.
and they are
I'm
physical.
sure. I'm
They are
sure.
physical, right?
Fluminense. It's not the same thing we
Fluminense
said.
are
It's the same
physical.
thing we said with Boca Juniors about Boca
True.
Juniors being physical. And what the
And
Bayern do?
Bayern,
Bayern still won. See,
they
physicality
they crazy
can
pace
work, but physicality will not work against a highly technical team.
team.
If your team is highly technical, they stick to the plan and the tactics, they move the ball quick, you
Yeah,
get tired. How many people will you tackle? How many times will you run? Running
yeah.
and trying to defend is very defensive. It's very like tiring because you keep on moving left to right. They keep moving you left to right. You try to attack this one, they pass the ball. You try to tackle this one, they pass the ball. Like you get tired of it. So,
Yeah, that's true.
anyways,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens in the Man City Al Hilal game that is going to be played in a couple hours from
Yes.
now.
Are you
But
expecting any upsets
I don't think
for
so. I'm not expecting any offsets. I think Man City should be winning Al Hilal.
smooth
But,
sailing?
but, and this is the
Mhm.
only but, the only offset I see is if Man
Mm.
City cannot do it in 120. If they cannot do it in 120 minutes and it gets to penalties, I don't know. Penalties is anyone's game. You get
Game.
what I'm saying? So to me, Man City don't leave it to penalties. End this game. Finish them.
Who
Score
is
goals and move on.
is it Mendy that is their keeper?
For Al Hilal.
Yeah, I
Is it
think it's
Mendy? I
Mendy.
think so. Is it Mendy?
Feels like it's Mendy. I don't know why I think it's Mendy. I think it's Mendy. Let me see. Goalkeeper.
No, it's not Mendy. It's not Mendy. It's this guy.
Who is it?
That Moroccan keeper.
Oh
Yassin.
yes, yes.
Yassin.
Ah, he's good in penalties.
I
Oh
told
my
you.
days.
I
Oh
told
my
you.
days. They should not
He's a
even try
great,
it.
he's a great penalty
They
keeper.
should
That's what I'm
not
telling
try
you.
it. In 120 minutes, they should be done. Because if
That
it's
Morocco
penalties,
keeper, he can catch
no,
penalties.
he catches penalties. He
So,
saved the penalty already against
hmm.
Real Madrid, right?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
Valverde's penalty. He caught
yes,
Valverde's penalty. Yeah.
yes. I
So
don't
that
know if
guy is serious.
he saved more than one penalty. Was it that maybe that was the only penalty he saved?
It
I
doesn't even
think so.
matter how many.
Yeah, he
Don't
saved
take it.
penalty.
If Man City are unable to beat Al Hilal and they try to take this to penalties, they
They are done.
might lose. They might lose because that their
Yeah.
keeper, he might come out the hero. But anyways, we'll see what happens. Any other thing before we give our final thoughts?
Transfers. I think transfers now is all over the place in terms of so many rumors. We don't know what is real.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool going for two people.
Mm-hmm.
Prices of players now are seriously overhyped and outrageous,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think maybe we should have a body that sets prices on players based on what they've done. Yes, that says yes, because if you look at it, you are going to buy a property of a house. You look
Mm-hmm.
at some of the aesthetics. The house has a swimming pool, XYZ.
It should be
In
worth
this
this amount.
area,
Yeah.
then in this area is going for this.
Yeah.
That is what we should have for players. Oh, he plays
Yeah.
for Newcastle, or he plays for Liverpool, he plays for Man City. He's played in the Champions League. He's had 25 goals for the last two seasons. Then he's going
Mm-hmm.
for 100 plus.
More of a player market evaluation.
Yes, yes.
Like
We
we're
should
not
have
saying the
like a
player must
body.
go.
So
Yeah.
we should have a body
Mm-hmm.
that will just say, oh, maybe each year, like FIFA does to, okay, like
Rating,
the
player
game.
ratings. The FIFA
Yes, the
releases
game is
ratings.
say speed, this one, that one.
Yeah.
Just a body that just sets prices. Not the clubs are not compelled to do that,
Yeah.
but they just say they can refer to that body and say, oh, FIFA thinks this player is worth this amount.
Yeah.
Do you
It's more
get?
it's more or less
So
like market value.
yeah,
Just saying that this is the
yeah,
player's market value. But
yeah.
the clubs, I guess for clubs, you
You
don't
don't
have
have
to
to
sell
follow
at
it.
that. You don't have to
Yeah,
follow it, but it gives clubs that
but
are
it will be
coming for that player a
yeah, a
sense of,
stronger,
okay,
yeah,
this is what this
a
player is
stronger
worth.
negotiation. Do you get what I'm saying?
I know,
Ah,
right? I know.
were you the one
I
that called
I
it, or
I
was it
said it.
me?
No, you said it. I said it too.
Yeah,
We both
yeah,
agreed on
yeah,
that. Fluminense,
yeah.
Fluminense, yeah.
Fluminense, yeah,
Big up,
yeah,
big up,
yeah,
big up. I
yeah,
appreciate you.
yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy, man. I just hope there's no offset with Al Hilal. But like we said,
No,
SSB,
please.
if they take it to penalties, man, it's anyone's game. It's anyone's game.
Bono,
Yeah, they
yes,
have an old
44 years
goalkeeper. An old
and 40
goalkeeper.
a 40-year-old defender,
You didn't watch.
right?
Ah, man, that
Oh,
game.
they played well. They played
Honestly,
well.
you didn't
They
really miss
deserve to go
anything.
through.
They
They
deserve to go
deserve to
through.
go
You
through.
didn't really miss
On
much.
defending, on
Yeah,
defending, they deserve to go through.
no, not just defending. They defended well.
And
They
they attack,
attacked well.
yeah, act
When the game
properly. Yeah.
started, they scored really early in the game. They scored
Immediately.
the first
Three
5 minutes.
minutes.
3 minutes into
Three
the game,
minutes,
they
I think.
scored. Yeah,
Three
3 minutes.
minutes and 3 minutes 3 minutes at the end or so.
2 minutes towards the end of the game, they scored again.
Yes. Yeah.
It was a
So
really bad game for Inter, and all the players looked disappointed in themselves, and as they
yeah,
should.
they're just
Take this
yeah.
as a preseason. Chivu, work on the squad. Anyway, let's just take this to my final thoughts. I think looking at Inter today, I think a lot of revamp needs to happen with Inter. They need to really understand what kind of game they want to play moving forward. In terms of,
Mhm.
are we a defensive minded team? Are
Or
we a team that plays mid
counter
block? Are
attacking,
we, they figure out that style of
or
play and
attacking.
get
Yeah, yeah.
the talents that are necessary.
Players
If you need to get this current play, I can't even believe DiMarco is like 28, 27.
28. He plays like
Dimarco looks
he's
like he's pushing
32.
35. I'm like,
Yeah.
Dimarco, are you drinking a lot of beer? I think they need to get some of the Inter players' fitness level, up. you
Yeah.
know, it's not like they're not fit, they are fit, but they need to get that fitness level up a little bit. They need to move the ball a little bit quicker. I saw
Quicker.
I saw Chivu on the sidelines, instructing people to move,
And move faster.
move the ball, move the ball, move the ball, right? And that's when they started trying to move the ball fast. But you notice that in the moment that Inter moved the ball quicker, they had a higher chance of even scoring Fluminense.
Scoring.
And in the
Yes,
moments
yes,
where
yes,
they didn't
yes.
move the ball, they are still overthinking what they're trying to
Then they
do
set up.
left to right, and
Fluminense sets up. Yeah.
it just makes no sense. So, anyways, great win for Fluminense. They deserved it. Big ups to them.
Mm.
They're moving into the quarterfinals. Whoever they face between Masti and Al Hilal, I think it will be a great watch. I think it will be a great competition. So that's what I have to say. Tomorrow, Mbappe, Mbappe debut. We'll see. We'll see
We'll
what
see if
happens.
it fits. Yeah.
All right. Shout out to everybody that came on the stream. SSB, AB, Chevy, all you guys. I appreciate you guys for coming on the
Knockers.
stream. You remember 6 p.m. CST every single day, boys. I appreciate you guys for always joining. Remember, if you've not done so already, we're on the road to 3K subscribers. We're getting
Mm.
close. So you guys, please subscribe. If you've not done so, subscribe, get us to 3K. We'll get there very, very soon. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy the
Yeah.
rest of the night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, you guys,
Tomorrow.
I appreciate you.
Ciao.